Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to basically educate the viewing audience about interesting legal issues involving family law in Michigan. So please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to do a brief overview regarding divorce. I think there's a lot of issues within divorces that people get all sort of bogged down with, but it is helpful to have a sort of a broad understanding of how these things work. So let's take an overview, sort of a bird's eye view of the divorce process. So what happens is, first of all, in order to start a case for divorce, a complaint has to be filed, presumably in the counties where the parties reside. The law requires that if you're going to file for divorce in Michigan, you have to be a resident of the state of Michigan for at least 180 days before you file, and in the county where you filed for at least 10 days before you file. So let's say you split up. You live in Oakland County, she moves to Wayne County. If she's there for 10 days and then they decide that there's going to be a divorce, she could file in Wayne County, having lived there for at least 10 days. If she's there for 6 days, she can't yet file, and you could file in Oakland. And of course, even if she moves to Wayne, she could choose to file in Oakland where you lived before. Once the case is filed, it gets randomly assigned to a family court judge by the court clerk. So the court clerk is going to basically be the first person who touches your papers, and then it's going to go into the system. Now, you can't really pick your judge. If there's a brand new case and there's never been a prior judge, you're going to get the random selection. Now, that judge is going to get those papers, and that judge is going to issue a summons, which is essentially an order to take action. And that summons is going to be appended to the divorce papers and then sent back to the lawyer they came from. Those lawyers who get them will then go about the process of serving the other side. And by serving, I mean we got to get the papers to that guy or that woman. We got to get them to him somehow. We either engage a bailiff to do that, or a process server, or by some means, some legal means that's authorized by the court rules, we got to get those papers into that person's hand. And once they get them, if they're filed and served in Michigan, they got 21 days to do something about it. And that 21 days, that is typically the time when they will in turn hire a law firm to represent their interests. And that law firm will file an answer, or perhaps even a counterclaim, or some other documentation, some sort of objections. They'll file something to preserve the rights of their client, and then we will have two sets of papers before the court. The stuff that you filed, the answer that they filed, and then the court will say, you know what, let's get everybody in. And then the life cycle of the case starts. The life cycle could have certain milestones that it has to achieve, certain dates by which certain things have to happen. Things will be filed, certain dates by which discovery should begin and end, certain dates by which motions must be filed, etc. And that will be the life cycle of the case. Now, the life cycle of the case is different if they're children or no children. If they're children, the court's going to calendar these things over a 6-month period of time. If there's no children, the court's going to calendar it over 60 days, which means after 60 days with no children, the court will invite you to finalize the case. With children, the court will invite you to finalize after 6 months. And if the parties aren't ready to finalize or don't have any kind of agreement, that's when the court will tell you, okay, we're going to have a trial, and the court will decide what's what. The trial is what you see on TV, where witnesses are called, evidence is presented, testimony is elicited, and that's what's called a trial. And that is the basic overview for how these cases work. After the trial, the court renders an opinion, and that's how the case ends. If you have any questions about that, reach out. We'll be glad to help you out.